Hey, babe. Listen, I'm not talking. I'm not talking unless y'all giving me likes. You're commenting, subscribing, and sharing. You hear me? Okay, then. Well, listen, I want to talk more about Real Housewives of Atlanta. There has been a lot to be said regarding Kenya Moore. We finally got to the episode where she exposed cast member Miss Brit Edie. And a lot of the fans have had things to say. Kenya herself has come out to speak, as well as Cynthia Bailey. She is continuing to speak on the matter at hand regarding Kenya's event and how she feels about Kenya, how she feels about Miss Brittany, and she's going to be doing that with Andy Cohen over on Watch What Happens Live, and we're going to check that out. But before we get into all of that, we got to go ahead and check out this snippet of Miss Drew Sidora, where she sits down and discuss why she chose to work with Dennis McKinney. So let us go ahead and get into, is it McKinney or McKinley? That's what it is. Let's get into it.
What has been the most difficult part about this transition for you?
Whew. I mean, geez, like I've gotten so much heat for it. Not everyone was excited about me working with Dennis and had a lot to say. So I think that was like pressure. You know what I mean? Like, I want y'all to hear the music. I want to direct the conversation to the music because that's what it's about. But yeah, that was a lot. A lot of people had opinions of why Dennis and why not work with this person or not work with that person. There was a lot of questions, a lot of confusion. And so I think that for me was the hardest part of the journey.
To get past.
Yeah. And I think now that the albums come out, people can understand why. It's kind of self-explanatory. People can hear it and connect to it. So I don't have to explain so much. But it was a lot of pressure. Like,
Chemistry was there?
Yeah. The music was there. Like, yeah. I was like, hold on.
He's so messy. You so messy. The chemistry was there. You so messy. I'm glad she a piece of trained enough to know how to respond to that, okay? Like, the music was there.
Dennis doing music, like, I was like everybody else, like, huh?
I thought he was the hot dog man. I mean, that's what they said. Yeah.
That joke didn't land for me. Sorry, love. Because y'all be killing me like a person's supposed to only be one dimensional. And y'all got me over here taking up for Dennis just a little piece, and I don't like that. But I'm going to call it out.
That's what they said. That's how I knew that was the only reference that I had.
Yeah.
Okay.
What has been the most difficult part about this transition for you?
Whew.
So y'all got into a bit of what Drew had to say. It was the music. I mean, she said it before. He was the only one that came to her with an opportunity. So she took it. She's doing a great job. She's trying to continue to push her music, continue to push everything. So hopefully it continues to go well for her. All right. I've been liking the album. I think she ate that. I think she did a great job. So I hope that Drew doing this music, I hope she gets all that she desires from it so that she can continue to put it out. You know what I'm saying? Continue to not give up on that if that's something that you want to do, which is, furthering your musical career. I say continue to go for it. All right. So let us go ahead and get into more because, as I told you guys, Miss Kenya Moore did come to social media shortly after the episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, where we got a chance to not even really get a full glimpse of her beautiful salon. So that is the reason why she's making this post again, to kind of show you guys what all, the event looked like, what her venue space and everything, her salon looks like, her hair spa. So that's what we're saying. I'm not playing the audio on that because of the music, but we'll get into her caption because she definitely left a lengthy caption for her people. And first of all, I will say that she did do that hair show. Okay, that hair show was real unique and cute up in the little hair spa and stuff. I thought that was really, really nice. But let's keep going. So she says, "You have been my besties for the last 12 years, and I love and appreciate you so much. Last year, you cried with me when all of my hard work from the salon was cut by production and none of it was shown. I want to thank all of my friends who showed up for me and who support me on a regular basis, who love me down." She says, "My glam team never gets it wrong." She says, "Miss Lawrence, thank you for gracing us all with your presence. You are a star. I hope to turn our segment into a TV show, God willing. Special thanks to my event planner who always throws the most stunning events. Thank you to the gorgeous models who help make Kenya Moore hair care so iconic," she says, to the cast. of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. I wish you all an incredible season. To my friends and family, thanks for loving me, flaws and all. Thank you to all the stunning women who have patronized Kenya Moore Hair Spa. I love making you look beautiful. Love and blessings to you all. Okay. So that is what Miss Kenya Moore said. And I really hope that this episode really sparks a lot of people to go and support Kenya's salon and things. I noticed she did not thank production or anything like that, but she definitely sent her well wishes over to the cast, hoping that they do have a really great season. All right. I think Kenya understands, if she didn't understand before, I think she understands what went wrong. Right. She even went over to Tamron Hall show trying to, acknowledge that and even apologize for that when she said she was sorry multiple times. So we don't know if she's going to be back, but different cast members are advocating and hoping for her to be able to return at least during the reunion. And I definitely have some thoughts about the episode. I gave you guys some quick thoughts about a quick snippet of what took place on that episode in a previous video, but we will definitely get into the review where there are things I want us to chat about, okay, at a later time. But best wishes to Miss Kenya Moore, and we'll see what's going to happen and what the dynamic is going to be as far as our future with Bravo. All right. Now, as we speak on Kenya, we are going to get into Miss Cynthia Bailey. Okay. She does go over. She has a sit down with Andy, and she talks more about Kenya's actions and Brit Edie's. So let us listen to that.
What was both of your reaction last week to Brit coming after Kenya so hard?
I was shocked. I was not able to be at that all cast. And I heard about it. So just actually watching it, I was a little disappointed in the way she behaved. I felt like it was inappropriate, but I felt like she was remorseful in the end, which is good.
I think she just got caught up, like Usher says. She got caught up and started talking a little too much, But I think she does have a good heart at the end of the day. And forgiveness, let's lead with forgiveness.
Yes. Well, okay. Well, that's what I want to talk to you about next. Did you feel like Brit was genuine in coming in with flowers to Kenya's event tonight? And would you have accepted the flowers as an olive branch? I mean, what was your reaction?
She was genuine. I did tell Brit this part didn't make the episode, but when she came in, I think I may have been talking to Porsha when Brit came in with her gorgeous flowers. Kenya's special, if she's not ready to receive you yet, is to call security and put you out. So I was like, this is great because you showed out in the parking lot. So this is a good gesture for you, but don't be surprised if you get put out.
Tell me your reaction in the room. Tell me the reaction in the room and your reaction to Kenya's pulling out the poster boards.
Yeah, tell us, girl. Tell us.
Oh, no, you put me in a hot seat.
Yeah.
I did not know where the presentation was going, to be honest.
Right.
We were there to support Kenya's hair care spa. Like, I've seen her work on this for so long. This was literally her moment.
And she said it was for her daughter.
Yes. It was just such a positive moment. And we were all there to support her. So we just, honestly, I just didn't see it coming, to be honest. I felt like it took the focus from her hair care spa to,
which is beautiful.
Which is amazing.
Incredible.
Which is amazing to this kind of dark moment.
Yeah. What was your reaction?
This. I tell you, Andy, I live in Atlanta now. I'm not trying to get caught up with these ladies.
Yeah, right.
Danielle don't want no smoke.
None, honey.
You said it was the lowest thing you've seen on your entire run on the show.
I've seen a lot. I was a part of Atlanta as a housewife for over a decade, and I've seen some stuff.
Yes.
And I've made mistakes on the show, and I've seen people make mistakes, and I feel like at the end of the day, it just was beneath Kenya.
What was your reaction to Bravo's investigation of both incidents and then the decision to stop shooting with Kenya?
Shocked. I think most of the cast was shocked.
I have to pause. I feel like the reason they were shocked is because they've been allowing people to get away with so much SHI on these shows, right? So now you guys want to draw the line when she shows the picture of somebody sucking zit. Okay. Now, I don't know what else was on there now. I don't know what else she was over there doing on the photos, okay? Although it was distasteful, y'all have participated in other distasteful things. And for some reason, I feel like if the ladies from New Jersey, because I feel like this would be up the New Jersey ladies' alley, if they were to have pulled a stunt like this, I do question, would y'all have snatched that person off the show, or would you have stopped filming with that person for a few episodes that season and then picked it back up? I don't know. Just asking questions. But let's keep going.
Totally shocked. We didn't know, what, if anything, was going to happen, to be honest. And, it wasn't
gonna
easy.
drink this whole time.
Drink the whole time.
I'm telling
No,
you.
but it was also sad because we didn't want to lose Kenya off the
Right.
season. We didn't because she's a big player on the show.
I didn't want to lose Kenya
I
either.
know. All those
Daniela,
good, confessionals and stuff, all those shady, funny things. And it's like, for us, it's like I keep saying, I felt like, you guys, the network, you guys did such a good job. Had such a great vision for season 16, putting this specific cast together. And it's just so unfortunate that the fans didn't get to see it play out with the cast, including Kenya.
Yeah. Yeah.
1000%. I definitely agree. Like, that is so unfortunate. And I'm trying not to give all of my thoughts now because I definitely want to make sure we do that in the review. But I'm just going to say there are some things that's messed up. I will say there are some things that are messed up. Okay. And we'll get into it later.
When was the last time you spoke to Kenya?
Since the whole incident happened.
Really?
No, I haven't. But you know what?
Did you reach out to her?
Of course I did.
Really?
I sent her a text. We texted back and forth a little bit, and then I had to go out of town, and I texted her again when I got back.
Do you think she was surprised?
And I called her, but I'm here. I just want, just to make it clear that that's okay. I respect people's space, and Kenya knows that I'm here whenever she wants to talk.
Do you think she was surprised that you said on camera, like, that was bad, that was beneath
I think
you?
Cynthia did the right thing.
Thank you.
She was a woman, honey. She did the right
And
thing.
I don't disagree. I feel like when your friend operates out, when your friend operates in a certain way, I think that you should be able to express to them and tell them you're better than that, X, Y, Z, ABC. So I feel like for me, that's not so much as the issue. Now, I don't know the reason they fell out. Maybe Kenya didn't want her to reprimand her at that time. I don't know what the reasonings were because it's a year later. But my issue isn't so much as Cynthia calling out Kenya, is so much as I feel like she acts like what Brit Edie said was nothing. When Kenya typically responds, it's like, oh, well, she made a mistake. Did she? Are you just giving her grace because she's a newbie in this situation? Did she make a mistake saying that she didn't want Kenya to feel intimidated when that's exactly what you wanted her to do? Feel intimidated because you felt disrespected. You wanted her to feel intimidated and disrespected. And that lady was doing nothing but actually being nice to you. And then you went on a rant. So you sure that's not what you wanted to do? So you sure that was a mistake? It's just some parts of it where I'm like, it's okay to, call your friend out accordingly, but then it's also to call them out too. I'm not going to give you no grace either and act like what you did was absolutely okay either. I'm not going to say that, oh, what you did was so wrong, and then turn around and say that it was a mistake. No, it's going to stop right at wrong, period. Like, you was wrong. You was out of line, period. I'm not going to say a mistake.
To get on out of there. Get on out of there. And not support that. We don't want to tear each other down. We want to have fun. We want to be a little messy, just a little bit. But not like where we're really tearing somebody down. So I really just applaud you for, walking out and be the first one to say,
Thank you so much. I don't know if she was surprised, but Kenya knows that I hold her to a certain standard.
Yeah.
Because I know her and I know what she's trying to do with her life as a businesswoman, as a mom.
Yeah.
And I just felt like this was not a step in the right direction.
Right.
So I couldn't support it.
Well, the salon is beautiful. I would say
gorgeous.
That. It's absolutely gorgeous. What was both of your reaction last week to Brit coming after Kenya so hard?
I was shocked. I was not able to be at that all cast. And I heard about it. So just actually watching it, I was a little disappointed in the way she behaved. I felt like it was inappropriate, but I felt like she was remorseful.
Now, this isn't how Cynthia really did her other interviews, okay, that we got into the other day. And now, because she's like, I wasn't aware, I wasn't there for that, I didn't see this. So I'm like, are you watching the show? The lady asked you from what you've seen, okay? It was still kind of like I felt making excuses, but let's get into this part.
In the end, which is good.
I think she just got caught up, like Usher said.
So, and this was a part of the first portion that I missed, and that's where I kind of didn't want to go into details, but it's the portion about the remorseful for me. It was the remorse for me. And I'll just have to repeat myself when that time comes. It's the fact that she was given the opportunity to be remorseful. I feel like when she started to go around and talk to the other ladies, it was because a producer got in her ear, in my personal. And I don't think that's wrong, getting in her ear. But it sucks that she was given the opportunity to be remorseful and to quote unquote correct her actions, but the opportunity wasn't given to somebody else. And you don't have to like that person. You can dislike that person, whatever it is. But I just don't, for me, I just don't think that was right. But let us keep going and good luck. All right, because what I want us to get into now are the fans, because the fans have had a lot of things to say about the matter at hand. So we're going to talk about it. Let us get into what some of the people are saying over on the Twitter. All right, so we have someone that says, what are the rules for the cast on the Housewives? Because it's been too much over the years. I need the production company to set some rules. No violence, no weapons, no PORN, no false accusations. Something needs to be in place. Listen, I don't disagree with this, considering the fact that you guys did not like the fact that she showed a picture, so you ceased all filming. But then Phaedra made said allegations about a person years ago, and then you turn around and you bring her back. And see, this is what's interesting, because, you know, so Phaedra put allegations out there about Kandi, her, and Porsha. Y'all even gave Porsha a pass, brought Porsha back. Y'all are, now that Kandi is no longer on the show, bringing Phaedra back, right? When I think of that, I also think of words, right? Words can definitely damage a person's reputation. Words can also be a threat, and a threat can be carried out, right? So we're going to take things to be so serious at the time that certain allegations were put out about a person and halt filming with them and then still bring them back around the same time. It's just awkward, right? To have Kenya make a post and then you bring a person back that have said whatever it is that they said. So it makes people feel like y'all are a piece of a joke, because how serious are you about what was done on this show? And I do kind of relate that a little bit with Phaedra, because even though what Phaedra said were some words and it could mess up somebody's reputation, what Brit said was words too, and she put a threat out there that could have been carried out. So if we're gonna sit people down, sit them down. All right. So but then I feel like if you keep sending people down, you ain't gonna have no damn show, right? So I don't know. I just feel like they need to figure that out on where the line is drawn. All right. Because I don't think that it's the same across the board for all housewives. So I do understand this person's, point here. Someone else says, I'm not convinced that no one knew what Kenya was planning on doing. You're telling me she walked in with those bras and production had no idea? Or I'm sorry, those boards, and production had no idea? Even worse, they let her do it and then later said, just kidding, we need to cover our asses. Yikes. All right. Someone else goes on to say, the fact of the matter is, at any other job, Brit would have been fired before Kenya had the opportunity or the need to retaliate. All right. Someone else goes on to say, everybody who's outraged about a pistol comment, please hush. Kenya is no saint. She went too far, and I'm glad her ass got the boot. And the video that they have, we're going to get into that audio, because this is from a previous season where Kenya goes into her closet and brings up a pistol. So let's get into that.
Even though Phaedra and I have supposedly waved the white flag, I don't trust her as far as I can throw her. And because she weighs 200 pounds or more, we all know that's only about an inch. You know what? Do I need to pack some heat? You got a piece of steel in there? Because if things get out of hand, what do you have here? I might just have to bring out my firearm. Oh, that's not you. I love you. I'm over it.
All right. So people are using that where they're like, oh, now she feels threatened. Now Kenya feels threatened. Well, I see that situation completely different. One, I feel like she's in the privacy of her own home. She hasn't made any threats directly to those ladies about having whips and pistols or whatever the case is, right? And she's saying all of this in a joking manner. And not once did she remove the item from the box. She literally just opened the box up. So I do feel like the people are reaching when it comes to that one in my personal, but I'll let you guys continue to use that as an excuse for yourself. All right. But let us keep going because like I said, there is more. Someone else goes on to say, I'm sorry Kenya made a complete fool of herself on last night's episode. Bravo had done her a favor firing her so she can't embarrass herself any further. All right. Now I do agree Kenya did not make herself look good by the end of her episode. What I will say is simply to me unfair. Who's to say she would have continued to embarrass herself or if she would have been remorseful? You know how Miss Edie embarrassed herself or Miss Brianka? When she embarrassed herself, she was able to go back and clear up the matter at hand. So, unfortunate situation, but let us keep going. All right. Someone else says, I don't even see why the other ladies would want to be around Brit moving forward after she threatened Kenya with a pistol. Gun violence is never okay. If she said that to Kenya unprovoked, imagine what she'd do if things really got serious. She might actually be dangerous. All right. Someone else goes on to say, can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm Team Kenya. She's the OG we need. Without Kenya and Porsha, where would we be on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Mentioning your pistol is not the fun shade we want or deserve. All right. Leave your thoughts below. And we have to flash back to Brit Edie's post that she made almost a year ago. She said it's never a good feeling being targeted or hazed. She felt hazed by this person. By someone I thought would embrace me into a new circle that I never met. For the record, I never once had possession of any weapons or threatened anyone ever. I never even been to jail in a fight or even had as much as a speeding ticket. That's not in my character. I am hurt by the narrative that's being displayed. Wrong is wrong. Child, it's a mess, honey, but that's a flashback. I'm going to leave you guys to argue down in the comments about everything, all right? That's all that I have at this time. I'm Jami, that's me. You can find me over on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky at Jami, that's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a practice. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith.